Hello and welcome to Monday, October 27th. Minxie is down there playing. She's being very cute. I was going to get a video of her with my phone a while ago. Oh, nope, we reached bath time. Never mind. That always ends it. But yes, gonna get a video of her with my phone a while ago, and of course, that's when she stopped playing. Well, her claw got stuck and I had to save her life. You know how that goes. So, after that she came over and wanted pets. So, I thought she always tricks me. Like, I think she's going to go back to playing, then she doesn't. So if you hear any carousing around, it would be her, playing with her. She might even throw her bug at the wall. Like, that bug that she has right now, like, she loves that little ladybug thing down there. And the string, you see the string? Yeah, what she would do is she would hold the ladybug down and bite this thing, the little hook, little loop with her teeth, and she would pull it. And of course it used to, you know, jiggle around. But now it doesn't do that anymore because someone broke it. Who would that be, Minxie? Who would that mean? I think it'd be you. But yes, that is the... if I've ever talked about that, that is her ladybug of legend that she broke. And I've been looking for one like it ever since, because she fucking loves that thing, as you can see. But I thought maybe she was going to start playing with it again, but not while the camera's on her. That would be too convenient for us all, would it not? Oh, I think she's got it. I think she's got it. I thought maybe she'd roll over and do like some of her squeaky mews for you. She goes like, meow, meow, when she's rolling over. She may have run out of steam. Well, anyway. Film at 11. I don't know. Any further updates will be updated, I suppose. I shouldn't be yawning. I shouldn't be so tired. I haven't been going to Parks and Rec on a regular basis. I've been assuming, because, you know, I was doing the mowing with Charles, and the mowing has slowed down a lot. It did rain. It might have, I mean, it rained some more this morning, which is why I'm assuming I didn't end up going to Parks and Rec this morning. Charles even messaged me. He said nobody was there at 8 o'clock. So, I don't know what time they actually get there. I thought it used to be like 6 or 6:30. Or they were supposed to be there by 6, but they weren't. Nobody really showed up until 6:30. Maybe they show up at 7 now? I don't really know. I don't actually know what time they get there. But yeah, I guess nobody was there this morning. Charles messaged me, and then Riley messaged me to make sure that I put in my hours from, you know, the last 2 weeks. And I had, so... but yeah, that's all I heard from the Parks and the Rec today, so I'm assuming there was... Charles may have been sent home because there was nothing to do since it rained. He's hoping that because of the rain, of course, you know, he said something about the rain and it warming up. It's not going to warm up. That, you know, the grass might grow one last time, maybe. So we'll see. I looked through my notes, and we ended up staying until December before they laid us off, or, you know, sent us home for the winter. But I don't know if it's going to last that long this year, because like last year Gabe rented a dumpster, and that kept us busy for about a month because we were cleaning out the shop and, you know, throwing things out and organizing and blah 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 blah. And then we did do there was some kind of float. I don't know. We helped make some kind of float. Well, there was the Christmas float That might have been the last thing we did. I don't know. And we helped decorate Lions Lake for Christmas, but they have drained the lake this year because they're going to. And we saw Charles and I did the trash route the other day, last week. I worked 2 days last week. But we saw them finally getting in there with the big machines, and because I think they were checking for algae or something, checking the algae content of the water or something, and then they were going to be digging the lake deeper so that they could put bigger fish in it, I guess, from my understanding. And from my understanding, I don't know if they always talk about this project, that project, the other project, but if they run out of money, obviously that project will not happen. It's like, what's the fucking show, Love It or List It, where it's like poor Hillary, she's like, oh, well, you've taken money out of the budget for this because I had to renovate blah, 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 so I had to take this off the table, and yet Hillary never got to do a perfect renovation, and that's kind of why that show kind of annoyed me in some ways. Like, no matter how much money people had, I even saw one episode where the people had plenty of money to throw at this project, and then I think the wife didn't want to put as much money towards something, and I don't know. There was still, like, no matter, these people threw a ridiculous amount of money at this renovation, and somehow they still, like, didn't get it all done. And I'm like, I know that's part of the drama of the show, Oh no, we found asbestos, or these old pipes, or this old wiring has to be replaced, or this thing, this deck isn't up to code, or something, yada yada yada. And now that we ask questions, we got to fix it, blah 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 blah. But I was talking. Well, hopefully, I have the first half of this, because I had to do a media recovery something, so hopefully I have the first half of this video. If not, recap. I haven't been working much Parks and Rec lately, and apparently my camera didn't like me talking shit on Hillary from Love It or List It. And how she never finishes a project to perfection. Yes, I was talking about Lions Lake, and how Charles and I went out there. We did the trash route the other day, and they were starting to get the big machines in there and dig it deeper. Because that's one of the things they were going to do, was dig it deeper to put bigger fish in it, and then like a walkway from one side of the lake to the other. Would you just call that a bridge? Would you call it because a boardwalk just like goes out and stops and comes back, right? Like a boardwalk is like, well, I guess it's along the water, maybe. Because I think that's what they called it. The one that got damaged in the storm at Fort Myers Beach a few years ago. Because Mom and I walked out on that. Well, that's a pier. Is that a pier? I'm not a nautical. I'm full of nautical nonsense, so I just need to watch me some SpongeBob, I suppose. But. Oh, and if I lost the first half of this, I guess you won't see Minxie playing with her bug. But it's fine. She didn't really play with it much anyway, so she's pretty much done by the time I started filming. I'm not a sailor. I'm not Sailor Moon. I don't know. I don't remember her driving a ship. But I suppose I didn't watch many episodes, or any, really. I did watch some of the live action Sailor Moon. I have it all on DVD in there somewhere. Some of it got ruined by the water, but I kept them anyway because I didn't know if I could replace them or not. So it was just like the cases got wet, Or those might have been fine. Those might have still been wrapped in plastic. So good looking out. Good looking out past me for doing that. So yeah, that's another thing that I've heard that they're going to do is build like kind of a walkway from one side of the lake to the other. So would that just be a bridge? I guess maybe that would just be a bridge, a bridge over deeper waters. Apparently, I guess I don't know. So, but they are starting that project. but there's no water in Lions Lake right now, so I don't think we'll be setting up the Christmas, because they did like a Christmas light walk along Lions Lake last year, because there was an actual lake, and now it's just, a hole in the ground, a crater, since they've drained all the water out of it. But I guess Mallory said something about maybe doing something up at the community center, so we might be helping set up some kind of light display up at the community center before we're sent home for the year. I don't know anything. But I've just kind of been assuming, because every day my alarm goes off and I get up and I put my Parks and Rec, I do my costume change, and I put on my Parks and Rec stuff just in case I hear from somebody. But I'm just kind of been assuming, if I don't hear from anybody, that that there's nothing for me to do that day, and there's no reason for me to go in, I guess. At one point they were gonna paint the wall of the pickleball court. I helped with that, but they were gonna have to put on a second coat at some point or something. I thought they were gonna do it the next day. But then I didn't hear from anybody to help with that. But, there again, there was probably at least 3 people. I don't know if Charles would have helped or not, but, they would have had Mallory, Riley, and Ben, so maybe they didn't need me. If that was the only project going for the day. I don't know. I don't really know what's been going on. So, yeah, I just kind of assume, if I don't hear from anybody, that I'm not needed for the day. But I go ahead and I get dressed, I get ready, and I get up and I look out the window every once in a while for, that first... Well, I've kind of gotten to where if it hits 8 o'clock and nobody's sitting out there, because I guess I'm a passenger princess, I've gotten used to getting picked up. So I just assume if they need me for something, somebody will come get me, But, yeah, Charles said he went in one day last week, and he stayed for an hour, and that's it, because there was nothing to do. So, it's kind of gotten to be that time of year that the part-time Parks and Rec is very part-time. So, which, I guess is okay. It helps me, but I don't feel any more rested than I did before. I slept most of the weekend, other than, well, I'm still going in Fridays for overtime. Last Friday was the last Friday I'm on the schedule. Because this Friday, it just not, because I told my manager, I'm like, put me on the schedule for as many Fridays as you can. And it just happened that last Friday was, because you can only do it 3 weeks in advance. So it just happened that, and I was regretting that decision from 2-3 weeks ago, whenever it was. And I'm like, oh yeah, put me on the schedule for every Friday. Oh my God! By that Friday, even though I had 3 days off from Parks and Rec last week, and I was able to just sit here and fall asleep on the couch, I was regretting that decision. I'm like, oh my God, I got to come in tonight. But I did it, and it's Fridays are not that bad. It's surprising. I guess maybe I lucked out with the extra day, because it was I was working totes by first break, and I was that never fucking happens, ever. But freight was very minimal, and that's after getting there half an hour late. And probably by the time I got my carts and got my trash bag and got ready to actually work the freight, it was probably 45 minutes into I was missing 45 minutes worth of doing work, and I still was on totes by lunch or by first break. So that was kind of crazy. So Fridays aren't bad. They aren't terrible, horrible, overwhelming days. Like most of them are. I guess maybe at least up in the front corner. I don't know how it's going everywhere else, but maybe just having that one extra body helps them out, So I may go ahead and have my manager put me on the schedule for every other Friday, not this Friday because it's Halloween and I have plans. Gail and I have plans. Gail, Angela, Sean, and I have plans. So, there's a local garden called Powell Gardens. And it kind of got to be, because Gail was talking about doing something on Halloween. And he mentioned trying to find something here in Warrensburg. And then he was like, well, maybe Powell Gardens. So I mentioned to Sean, oh, we might be doing Powell Gardens, because they have like a dark forest thing. And because Powell Gardens is like halfway in between Sean and us, so we could just meet in the middle, and then Sean, I don't know if he had already looked this up, or if he just immediately started doing research into Powell Gardens and the dark forest thing. I think I mentioned this in maybe my last video, but it's like by the third text he had sent me, because I could tell there was intent with his first message, or with his second message, something about, oh, are you guys just going for the forest, or are you going a little bit earlier? And I was like, I had a feeling I knew he was talking about the fire feast, because it's food, we love food around here. And he was like, by his third text to me, he had mentioned the fire feast. I'm like, oh, the food, blah, 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 blah. So he's going to be able to get off, I guess an update on that, since it's now a week later. He is going to be able to get off Halloween early to come pick me up. So him and I are going to go do the fire feast thing, but that starts at 6:30. And I believe Gail thinks that him and Angela are doing a trunk or treat that night. And I think he said that gets off at 6:30. So by the time they're getting off their thing, their trunk or treat, Sean and I will be sitting down for dinner, apparently. I get the feeling it's maybe a dinner and a show, kind of like the Dolly Stampede down in Branson, or like, medieval times where they joust in front of you while you're eating, because it said something about performances, I think. So I think we're going to get some kind of performances. But that goes from 6:30 to 8:30, apparently, because I thought maybe you could just do, come in any time, whatever, but that's why I'm thinking, that it must be some kind of thing like the Dolly Stampede, where they feed you food as the performance happens in front of you, whatever. And of course, Sean is a VIP, so he wanted to get the VIP package, which I guess that gives you like an extra parking pass, or that pays for your parking, because you have to pay for parking. And the only other thing I can remember, we get a t-shirt, and you get access to some kind of bar along the trail, somewhere within the dark woods. I don't know if we'll check that out. I mean, we have access to it, so I don't see why we wouldn't. But I don't know if Gail and Angela are going to get the VIP package or not. I told them we got it, so I don't know. I don't know if they'll do the VIP thing or not. But anyway, we're doing that Friday, because that's actually Halloween, so we were talking about having Halloween plans or whatever. So I will be filming that, of course, because they say it's cool to film. So it says, you can even there's some kind of hashtag. You can, when you post it on social media, add this hashtag, whatever. So I might, usually. I don't know about the fire feast thing. I assume it's safe. I assume it's okay to film that too, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, this Powell Gardens has a bunch of different things. Like, they have a light thing on for Christmas. They'll probably actually set that up after Dark Forest, because, I'm already seeing, it was like the beginning of October, and I was seeing fucking commercials for fucking Christmas. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, let it rest. Good Lord. It's like, can we get through the spooky first? I'm not in Christmas mode. I'm in spooky mode right now. It's time for spooky, not that bullshit. But whatever. So yes, we're going to do that this Halloween, this Friday. So I won't be working overtime this Friday. I don't know if Sean's going to come back here because he was asking if he could spend the night. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, I could see if, Gail and Angela can, drop me off on their way back home, if that's more convenient. And he's like, oh yeah, I kind of forget that they're coming just later. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna, but, because the fire feast goes from 6:30 to 8:30, and there's a time to go to the dark forest at 8:30, but, that's probably cutting it too close, getting done with our dinner and going there. So the only time left after the fire feast is 9 p.m. So, and that's like the last showing of the day. That's the last entry of the day. So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll see how it goes. All the performers might be tired by then. Because the show happens like every half hour, I guess. I don't know if it's like Aquavia Lumina that we did in the Wisconsin Dells. Like once you're in there, you can stay in there as long as you want, or if they have to move you along. Like I guess I'll find out. But yeah, the Powell Gardens does a bunch of different things, like the Christmas lights for Christmas, and I see people post pictures of that all the time. So I think they want people to know about it, come experience it, that kind of thing. I don't run into too many places that don't want you to film, but every once in a while, like the Billy Clocks in Spillville, Iowa. When we first originally went there, they didn't want you to film because they wanted you to, have to come to Spillville, Iowa. I'm pretty sure it's Spillville, to see the Billy Clocks. I kind of snuck a video with my phone real quick anyway, but of very low quality. It was I don't even know how many years ago that was, but the last time we were there, they let you, and we just happened to be on the tour with someone else. We never actually got a tour before either, so that was kind of neat. I think it's BLY, Bly Manor, Billy. Maybe it's BILY. Oh, you bitch. BILY? Billy Clocks? I remember it's spelled weird. Spillville. Yeah, Billy Clocks. Spillville, Iowa. And Antonin Dvorak exhibit. But, yeah, you go there for the clocks anyway, really. More than... maybe some people don't. I guess the guy was a composer. I don't know. But yeah, the last time we were there, and we actually got a tour, and they turned some of the clocks on for us so we could see them actually work. But the people that were with us, they were like, "Are you sure we can't take just like one picture?" And the lady was like, "Oh, well, they've kind of changed their mind on that about they want people to know what we have here so that they'll come and see it, blah 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 blah." So they're like, they've changed their mind on that, and it's like, social media can be a very powerful tool, to, entice people, to come and see something, So it's like, oh, I want to go, see that. But it's like, I always try when I'm like filming something or showing something off to maybe not show it but the Billy Clocks are so intricate, and it's like, you have to see them in person to really appreciate the artistry of them. I can show you pictures, but it's like just really see the detail of the Billy Clocks is you have to go there. Do I still have that pulled up in my thingy? I was looking for a good the other, a woodworking thing. This is not fake. This is not AI. This is a clock you can go look at the Billy Clock Museum. You see all that detail and that artistry, and that's just part of the. You can see there's more of it down here. That's just part of. And here's the one next to it. That's what I'm saying. To really appreciate these, you have to see them in person. So, just saying, if you're ever in Spillville, Iowa, stop by the Billy Clock Museum and see things like this. Hand-carved, fucking tall as shit, tall as shit clocks. There's a picture of the, they're just as big as grandfather clocks. They are ridiculous and beautiful works of art. You know, I mean, here, well, that's maybe taken at a weird angle, but there's some people standing by one of the billy clocks. But here's, well, that's maybe taken at a weird angle too, because I mean, they're not like fucking giant like that. You know, they don't like tower over people. But I'm just saying, if you're ever in Spillville, Iowa, billy clocks is a place to check out. You know, using the power of what little social media influence I have, just telling you. So I mean, they kind of changed their mind on the whole filming everything and posting it on social media, you know, because that's how you get people to know that it's there. Otherwise, they don't, you know. Mary Lee has found us plenty of things, though she's taking a break from TikTok, I guess, and you know, all the negativity. And I don't know if she'll ever, because I told her, I'm like, but you're our researcher. I mean, Sean is definitely our researcher too when it comes to like, you know, things to do and Airbnbs and that kind of thing. But it's like Mary Lee like finds random things on TikTok, you know, nearby, and she's like, oh, let's go do this. This looks neat, blah blah blah. So like she's you know, she's instigates. Or she's our instigator. Maybe that's how I should put it. She instigates our adventures. You know, she finds things for us to do, and you know, let's go do this for a weekend or something. You know, but anyway. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, where's my book? My book is buried under other things. But yeah, so we will be doing that this Friday. Actual Halloween. Oh, and I did get the Halloween decorations put up. If you haven't seen that video yet, I made that video, what was it, Saturday? Did I do that Saturday? Maybe? I think I did it Saturday, because I was going to do it Friday, and then I didn't. And then I think I might have finalized it when I got home. When I got home Saturday morning after, you know, my extra day, got home from my overtime, I went ahead and finalized, instead of sitting down and getting something to eat, because that's the end of me, I will sit here and I will doze right the fuck off. But yes, the Halloween decorations are finally done, finalized. I got my mounting tape in that I needed and finished everything, and so that video is available should you want to go see it. But if you want to hear me answer a question, stay tuned. Which bad guy from a film isn't actually that bad in your opinion? Why? Which bad guy from a film isn't actually that bad in your opinion? Why? I don't actually know, because I mean, for a very, you know, very, I guess there's a difference between a bad guy not being that bad and a bad guy like you understand his motivations. Because immediately I thought of Magneto from the X-Men and how you know he was a Jew and how he was mistreated and you know yada yada yada, and how that kind of you know got to be where his hate for humanity came from, you know. But it's like, I mean, Magneto does some fucked up shit. So, I mean, in the name of, you know, he's still a bad guy, even though I understand his motivations and where his anger is coming from. Like, he still does some pretty bad shit, really, you know. So it's like, I mean, I can't even necessarily say that. Because I guess he's in full control of his capacities and what too, you know, like he knows what he's doing. He's doing these things on purpose, meticulously to make sure that you know humanity pays for what they've done because they're a blight. You know, it's true. I hate people. But I was specifically thinking of the person because I did go see, I went to see Black Phone 2 this weekend, and Shelby Oaks. I went to see both of them, and like, there was one specific person in Black Phone 2 that happened to be sitting just down from me. There was a couple of other people. They were like, I only heard the one people once, where there was like a quiet moment, where it's supposed to be suspenseful, and somebody went like boo, and the people he was with like giggled, and I'm like, knock it off. And then somebody else's phone was like, I heard like a doop doop or whatever, but the person down from me kept playing on their fucking phone like almost the entire fucking movie, and I'm like, what the fuck are you even doing here? Why are you in this fucking movie if you're gonna keep checking your phone? If I keep hearing ba-ding, what the fuck are you doing here? Why the fuck are you here? They might have been forced to be there. I don't know. They left the room at one point, and I was like, good, don't fucking come back. I actually thought about getting out my phone and opening it up, maybe turning up the brightness as high as I could get it, and like just shining it in their face. Because I'm like, I kept seeing the phone go flip, 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 flip. It kept like, and I could see it out of the corner of my eye, the brightness of the white fucking screen. So, Magneto, I get you. I understand you. Maybe not quite the same thing, but I get you. I understand. Humanity is a blight, yes. Maybe not as deep as, your people being murdered during the Holocaust, but samesies? I don't know. So I mean, I can't even really say that I mean, Magneto is a bad guy, don't get me wrong, but I mean, like I said, I understand his motivations and where he's coming from, but he still does some fucked up shit. So, I mean, he's still a bad guy. So I can't not say that he didn't, like murder people or whatever, innocent people, and do it knowingly, or hurt innocent people knowingly. Because, I mean, there's some people, I guess, they're just batshit crazy, and they don't know necessarily what they're doing. But they still do fucked up shit. So, I don't know. Like, I don't... I don't think I have an answer to this question, because I can't really think of one. Like I said, Magneto is probably the closest one I could think of. But, I mean, I think they're all pretty bad. I don't know, maybe something like maybe something like Athena in the new Tron movie, because, she's a program, she's an AI program, and she's been, like, she even says, toward the end of the movie, well, I guess spoilers, don't, like, close your ears for a minute, or whatever, but she even says something about, but I followed my directive, and she doesn't understand why she's, like, being shut or whatever, because she doesn't understand. She's like, I did what I was supposed to do, I did what my program said to do, and, the outcome was not what I was told it would be, because she's a program, she's a sentient program, but still a program at the end of the day. So she doesn't understand that she's just doing what she's told to do, by any means necessary. If you've seen the movie, you know what that means. But because I mean, even then, in that moment, she doesn't really understand what she just did. But I mean, she does have a line there where she sounds very angry, like maybe her true feelings are coming through. Because she says something about, I gave 1,000 lives for the grid. You only had to give one. Spoilers. But it's like, and the guy is like, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? She's like, I'm doing what you said to do. You said to do, you said to, bring you Eve Kim by any means necessary, And so she doesn't really understand. She's just following her program. Just, what she was programmed to do. So, I mean, I guess you could make it a case for something like that, like Athena in the new Tron movie, to where it's like, she doesn't really understand what she's doing. She's just following her directive. She's just following the program that's been laid out for her to follow, We can see glimpses of her maybe understanding a little bit more, like maybe there is something to, what Ares is saying to her with the whole, like, the sprinklers going off and the, the sensation of rain that they were talking about earlier that she didn't understand, So I guess in some ways you could, say a character like that is maybe not necessarily bad. Or, Jessica Rabbit. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way, So it's like, I mean, maybe, they don't necessarily understand a deeper meaning to, what they're doing. So I guess you could make a case for something like that. I was trying to think if there's any other examples of that. But I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But I suppose kind of like, I mean, Magneto knows what he's doing. Athena was just following her programming. And, she hadn't got to the heightened sense that Ares had, the heightened understanding that Ares had that, maybe what they were doing was not exactly right, It was just her programming and she was stuck with it, If they make a sequel, maybe not. If they, if she's in the sequel, maybe she'll actually, help them now that she's been through what she's been through, But we shall see. I haven't heard how the movie did, or if a sequel is... I hope so. I kind of hope that there's, a sequel, and it's just a badass 3D again. They can re-release Tron Ares in 3D, and I will go see it again just to see it in 3D. But it's a whole other story, I suppose. What fucking day is it? Is it Monday? It's Monday, right? I only worked one day this week. Okay. Oh my god. This is how my brain does not function. Oh my god. But yes, there's that. And that's that. And Madabat. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put this video together now before I can even post it. What time is it? 2:15. Okie dokie. But yes, we'll be doing the Dark Forest thing, and Sean and I will be doing the Fire Feast. So I'll have a video on that coming this weekend. And maybe another question before the end of the week. I don't know. Sorry. Obviously, that's what it's like. Kind of like I was thinking. It's like I need to do the question of the week, and then I'm like, if I don't get to it, I can do it like Saturday or Sunday or maybe Monday. And you see, I stretched it out as long as I possibly could because I'm like, okay, now I got home, didn't end up going to Parks and Rec, slept on the couch for a couple hours, and ready to go. Maybe not quite so. But anyway, yes, that is your question for the week. And as I said, the only thing I can think of coming up is Dark Forest. Since the Halloween decorations video is posted, and I guess I can whop it up here for you, slap you with my wet-ass pussy, I suppose. And other than that, I guess, as always, I'll see you for what I see you.